Now, the morning sprint.
We have full team coverage. We'll get to Brianna's local forecast in just a moment, but first, let's check in with Neil Fisher.
According to ODOT, most state routes in the Umatilla area are closed due to high winds, whiteout conditions, and a number of snow drifts across roadways. This is a live look from TripCheck.com. There are a couple of road closures to look out for, but the big one in Washington is the I-90 closure for Snoqualmie Pass. In Oregon, we just got word that I-84 is closed between Pendleton and Ontario. And at last check, all three main passes are closed in Washington. White Pass also closed with no estimated time of reopening, while Stevens Pass closed for avalanche work, and Snoqualmie is closed due to weather. The Cascades and the Blues are under a winter storm warning until 4 o'clock today.
And just to give you a better understanding of what those conditions look like this morning, take a look at this video posted by the Walla Walla Sheriff's Office. They're asking those in Walla Walla County to stay home as much as possible. Snow drifts caused by increasing winds coupled with ice and compacted snow are making county roads inaccessible. Crews are working to clear the roads and remove vehicles currently stuck in the deep drifts. So unless it is absolutely necessary, please stay off of the roads.
Sad news over the weekend. A Pasco man was killed in a rollover crash on New Year's morning. The crash happened at 2 a.m. in Kennewick, where State Route 240 and 395 meet. According to Washington State Patrol, Dylan DeCato was headed towards the Blue Bridge when he lost control of his car and rolled off the roadway. Troopers say he died at the scene and was not wearing his seatbelt.
A fire that started on an outdoor structure ended up destroying a Kennewick home on New Year's Day. Officials say that in the less than 10 minutes it took for fire crews to get to the scene, the home's daylight basement was heavily damaged. The owners were out of town and their 2 dogs were home. Both of those dogs died in the fire. Kennewick Fire Department says the winter conditions made this a difficult fire to fight.
Very challenging circumstance. 17 degrees out when we got the call, so that obviously makes firefighting efforts really tough. But given the weather and the conditions that we had to work with, the crews really did a good job of getting the fire very quickly extinguished.
Firefighters say the conditions were tough, again, as the cold winter was difficult for the crews to maintain core temperatures. The house on the hill creating icy and slippery conditions. No firefighters or people were hurt, and the cause of the fire is under investigation.
The new year means new rules kick in. Now in our state, you'll have to ask if you want condiments, utensils, straws, and in some cases, even a lid for your drink. These items are not banned. You can still get plastic utensils and straws if you want them, unlike the plastic bag ban. The Department of Ecology says it's hoping that giving items to people who want them will reduce trash.
And depending on where you're getting food, you might have to pay extra. Washington's minimum wage is $14.49, almost a $1 increase. Some restaurant owners say that with the price of everything else going up as well, they simply can't absorb any more costs.
We've got tough decisions to make, right? Food's up 25% for us. Sometimes we can't even get the items that we need.
It's not going to be a surprise. There's no point in worrying. We just have to adjust. What's that mean? We're going to have to raise prices.
California's minimum wage is going even up more. They'll be the first state in the nation to hit $15 an hour.
The holidays are over and kids all over the country will be headed back to school this week, but the Omicron variant is hitting kids harder than previous variants. And the American Academy of Pediatrics says the Omicron variant is very contagious. If your child is eligible to get vaccinated and hasn't yet, pediatricians say do it now.
This is a time to err on the side of caution, and so there's lots of ways that we can help keep our kids in school safely, and we know it is important for them to be there for in-person learning.
President Biden endorsed the test to stay practice that allows students exposed to COVID to avoid quarantine after receiving a negative test.
So this brings us to the results of our poll question of the day. Earlier we asked, do you think the pandemic will end in 2022? And it looks like most of you said no. Thanks for weighing in.
A local filmmaker is back with another project for the community. Connor McFarlane is a 19-year-old filmmaker known for his superhero movie Swerve that premiered at Fairchild Cinemas. Now he's made another film, a documentary, focusing on the Uptown Shopping Center.
If you look deeper into it and from the surface, it's really inspiring. Just the people that you buy stuff from at the store are just really amazing and interesting people that have their passion. They've given me so much joy and happiness. If this can help any of the stores get more attention and more customers, then I hope that's basically what it does.
The film will premiere on YouTube on January 5th. We have a link posted in our article on yaktrynews.com.
And firefighters are working to find out what sparked a fire in the basement of a Spokane church. Officials say no one was inside Bethany Presbyterian Church on South Ray when the fire started. Services had wrapped up shortly before, and by the time crews arrived just after 4 o'clock, heavy smoke was pouring in out from all 4 sides of the 2-story building, but the fire was later put out an hour later.
Well, we are looking at snow that's been accumulating. One more look from our Legend Skycam network at Yakima, where 2 inches has fallen so far in the city, and we're seeing up to 5 inches possible across the Yakima Valley. Higher amounts in the Kittitas Valley and 16 inches